To sneeze. Did you just sneeze? Bless you. To yawn. You keep yawning. Do you want to sleep? To cough. He's coughing really badly. To hiccup. Amy couldn't stop hiccuping at the meeting. To burp. You should not burp in public. It's not polite. To murmur. He turned and murmured something to his father. To whisper. He leaned over and whispered something to my ear, but I couldn't hear it well. To yell. They always yell at each other. To scream. I don't know why that lady was screaming. To scold. Tom's mom scolded him because he had lied to her. To squint. He squinted to read the small print. To blink. He blinks his eyes a lot whenever he's nervous. To roll eyes. Kate rolled her eyes when he asked her the same question again. To cross eyes. He looked so funny when he crossed his eyes. To frown. Don't frown at me. I didn't do anything wrong. To growl. I'm so hungry. My stomach is growling. To cramp. His stomach started to cramp right after he ate that sandwich. To vomit. He got car sick and began to vomit. To bloat. If I eat it all, my stomach will bloat up. To ache. Yesterday I went to the gym after a long break, and now I'm aching all over. To throb. His finger throbbed with pain all night long. To fall asleep. In the past, fallen. Ouch! My leg fell asleep since I sat on it for too long. To swell. In the past, swelled, swollen. The toothache made his face swell up. To sting. In the past, stung. My eye stings when I blink. To sob. Alex started to sob when his father scolded him. To itch. I don't know why my skin itches so badly. To scratch. Don't scratch your wound. It's gonna bleed. To trip over. He tripped over the cable and fell on his face. To slip. The floor is wet. Be careful not to slip. To tiptoe. He tiptoed quietly to the door so as not to wake up the baby. To inhale. You need to inhale this medicine twice a day. To exhale. Exhale for a few seconds to allow your breath to leave your body slowly. To gargle. Try to gargle with warm salt water before going to bed. To whistle. He whistled to call his dogs. To breathe. Because she had a stuffy nose, she could not breathe well. To sweat. He sweated a lot while working under the sun. To shiver. The house was quite cold. The kids were shivering. To flinch. The young boy flinched when his mother pulled his ear. To cringe. He cringed when looking at his old pictures. To tickle. He tickled his brother's foot. To lie down. In the past, lay, lain. He didn't have much to do, so he decided to lie down for a little bit. To lay down. In the past, laid, laid. Mom laid down the baby on his bed. To nap. Dad looked tired. I told him to nap on the couch. To dream. In the past, dreamed or dreamt. Last night, Tom dreamed about his favorite toy. To snore. Yesterday, I could not sleep at all because she snored all night long. To hear. I can't hear you well. Speak up. To listen. He usually listens to music while exercising. To hark. Hark, there is a knock on the door. To catch. In the past tense, caught. He was speaking so low I could not catch a word. To eavesdrop. I saw him eavesdropping from behind the kitchen door. To shake head. In the past, shook, shaken. When I asked him if he needed help, he just shook his head. To turn head. When she heard the noise, she turned her head towards the door. To nod. I asked if she wanted to leave. She nodded her head. To tilt. He tilted his head to show his ear to the doctor. To duck head. Since he's so tall, he always ducks his head when going through the door. To spot. She spotted 2 eggs in the bushes. To gaze. They gazed at the stars for hours. To glance. Michael glanced down quickly at his notes while he was giving a presentation. To peek. He was peeking at them, but they did not catch him. To stare. What is she staring at? To chew. These days, my dog chews everything he finds around. To bite. In the past, bit, bitten. Be careful when you bite it. You can break your tooth. To swallow. Just try to swallow the pill without chewing it. To sip. She sipped her tea while listening to him. To taste. Feel free to taste it to see if it's good. To spit. In the past tense, spat, spit. If it tastes weird, then spit it out. To drool. The baby drooled all over me and got my shirt wet. To pucker. Eating the sour lemon caused her to pucker her lips tightly. To suck. Babies often suck their thumbs. To lick. He licked the ice cream and didn't like its taste. To laugh. What are you laughing at? To smile. She smiled when I looked at her. To giggle. The kids were giggling in the back of the car. To smirk. I don't know why she smirked up at him. To wink. Brian winked at his wife after he told the joke. To sniff. The dog kept sniffing his socks. To smell. It's an irregular verb in the past tense, smelled or smelt. I can't stop smelling these flowers. To blow nose. In the past tense, blew, blown. Remember to wash your hands after you blow your nose. To wipe nose. He gently wiped his nose. To pick nose. Don't pick your nose at the table. To crack a finger. They say cracking your fingers can be harmful. To touch. Please touch that button to open the door. To point a finger. Don't point your finger at me. I didn't break your toy. To clap. Everyone in the room clapped at him after the presentation. To snap. She snapped her fingers once, and immediately everyone in the room lined up. To slap. He slapped him on the face. To kick. He kicked the ball too hard and it broke the window. To punch. He was going to punch him if his friend didn't interfere. To fight. It's an irregular verb. In the past tense, it's fought. Do not fight with your brother. To beat. Irregular verb. In the past, beat, beaten. He beat his rival on the stage. To bend. In the past, bent. She bent down to tie the laces of her shoes. To bow. In some cultures, people bow to greet each other. To kneel. He kneeled down to apologize. To shrug shoulders. He shrugged his shoulders when I asked him about it. To fidget. The little boy was constantly fidgeting in his chair. To hug. She hugged her mother tightly. To cuddle. Come here, I want us to cuddle. To kiss. Can I kiss you? To hold hands. In the past, held. He held his mom's hand when crossing the road. To pat. He patted his sister's shoulder gently.